What's the state of the Sanders campaign now?
I think it's very good. I think, we got off to a great start. We had a terrific launch in Burlington 2 weeks ago. He's gone on to Iowa and New Hampshire since then, had incredible crowds. I think people have seen the enormous crowds that are turning out for his events. We're raising a lot of money online with small contributions, an average contribution under $40. The campaign's beginning to hire people in Iowa and New Hampshire, and also building a national campaign out of Burlington, Vermont. So I think the state of the campaign is very good.
Tad, as you know, Mark and I have both been taking Bernie pretty seriously and have noted the state of Bernie mania on the show on several occasions. But I think it's fair to say that neither one of us has a clear idea about what his actual path to the nomination would be. What would it be?
Well, listen, first we begin by recognizing that we have a very formidable opponent in Hillary Clinton. She is going to have enormous support across the Democratic Party. She's done this before. She's demonstrated her strength with voters. I think Bernie's path is to go out at the beginning of this process, beginning in Iowa and New Hampshire, and to bring people in, to demonstrate to them that he is a very strong candidate, that his message, which centers around three big issues: the inequality of wealth in America, the need to deal with climate change urgently, and also the threat to democracy itself that Citizens United fundraising and financing of campaigns presents. I think if that message resonates with people and they are convinced that he can be a very strong messenger, not just in a primary process but in a general election, they'll start to come to him. He'll rise. He'll be the alternative to her. And if we can begin to beat her in those early contests, I think we have a real shot at it.
If he has that kind of success, would you expect that forces supporting Hillary Clinton will come after Senator Sanders in a negative way?
I do expect that. I mean, she's going to have the super PACs on her side, or a super PAC.
What do you think they'll come after him on, Tad? What issues, or personal stuff?
I think certainly issues. I mean, Bernie has taken positions on issues. I think they'll try to dig up everything he wrote 40 or 50 years ago in every small newspaper in Vermont and put it in front of people. I think they will look at his record. I mean, listen, in the Senate race in 2006. His opponent, Rich Tarrant, a Republican, ran a series of vicious negative attacks against Bernie. They isolated votes that he made in the Congress. They said he was out of step with the mainstream.
You think if Hillary Clinton's forces attack him, it'll weaken him or make him stronger?
Well, I think it depends on how we handled it. And one of the reasons that Bernie has never run a negative ad is early in his career he became convinced that voters are sick of that kind of politics. I think if he's attacked, we will respond in this campaign as we did in the Senate race, not by counterattacking, but by pointing out to voters that, Bernie's not going to engage in that kind of politics. And that kind of politics is one of the reasons that American government doesn't work anymore. So if we're attacked, we'll deal with it.
Tad, you pointed out that Hillary is a formidable candidate in places like Iowa, New Hampshire, and elsewhere. What do you see, and what does Bernie see as some of her biggest vulnerabilities politically?
Well, listen, I don't think we're not going to run a campaign against her, okay? We're not going to attack her on TV. We will compare records. I mean, for example, on the Iraq War, Bernie was a member of Congress. He voted against it. She was a member of Congress. She voted for it. I mean, there are going to be issues. Now, with the TPP, for example, Bernie is strongly against it. We're not sure what her position is. On the pipeline, Bernie's strongly against it. We're not sure what her position is. So there will be differences on issues, and he will stand up and he will articulate his position. I don't see it in the traditional campaign sense of us attacking her on TV. We're not going to do that. But there will be a debate, a vigorous debate on issues.
But you're saying, I know an attack is kind of in the eye of the beholder. I mean, you're not saying he's not going to shy away from making the contrast on an issues basis.
Yeah. That's right, but the focus of Bernie's campaign is not going to be Hillary Clinton. Yeah. And I know, despite her standing and her incredible standing right now within the party, that may sound somewhat naive.
Tad,
but there's no way for us to win by running against her.
We just have a few seconds left. You know a lot of Democrats. You talk to a lot of people who support the Clintons. Yes or no? Do you think the Clintons are worried and maybe even afraid of the strength of Bernie Sanders?
At this stage, probably no. But we hope soon that will become yes. So we'll see.